Look at them out there, pacing back and forth, ready to come out. They're ready for the shenanigans of the day. It's a beautiful morning. The sun's coming up. The fire is all burnt out from the fire pit that we had last night because it was cold. Yes, I said cold. It's already cold around here. Yesterday we woke up to 55 degrees in the morning. And I'm not sure what the temperature is right now. We must be in the 60s. It's like 6:20 in the morning. And the roosters are calling me because they're ready to get out in their outdoor run space. But it's a little bit chilly out here, y'all. You probably can see my breath when I'm talking. Yeah, it's chilly. And it's July 3rd, so that's what we're working with this year for weather. My zone. I'm gonna head out to check on the chickens, do my morning routine. And what I do is I go in and I gotta rig this up first and foremost. And I don't mean to show you every time that I'm doing a cleaning video, but I just stress on the fact that it's necessary to actually go there and clean. And I want to just show you guys that I'm actually doing it also. I go there and I rake and I scrape and I clean and I observe my chickens. I focus on the consistency of their poop, see if anything funky is going on, if it's watery. And it's summer out here, and with all the bugs and flies and all these things that exist out here now in abundance, you just want to make sure that you keep your area clean. So this is the reason why I come out here and get this done every day, because I want my chickens to remain healthy. I want them to stay well. I don't want to have to diagnose them. I am not a veterinarian, but all I do is simply stay steadfast in my practices in taking care of these chickens and making sure that they are of the best health as I can give them. And so this is the reason why I don't regularly or normally have issues with my chickens. I have had in the past, but it's not a whole lot to talk about. And with my natural remedies that I give to my chicken for maintenance, it helps them. So I don't see a whole lot of issues at all with my chickens. But this is just to show you and to encourage you, and so that you would understand the work it takes when you're raising chicken, that you have to be consistent, you have to show up every day and get the work done. It becomes second nature at some point, and you're going to get the hang of it, and it's all worth it at the end, because your chickens would remain healthy. And if you know anything about chicken, you know all they do every day is walk around and peck around. And as fast as they walk and peck, they're pooping. So you just want to make sure that their space is clean, the area is clean. Wherever there is dirt and they find a good spot, they would actually dust bathe there. And you don't want them dust bathing in poop. I mean, would you like to dust bathe in poop? No, I didn't think so. But you just want to make sure you can provide, clean spaces and adequate spacing for your chickens, and make sure that they're healthy and have the best quality of life while you're raising them. All right, now, so I'm now going to scoop up all the stuff that I rigged up, and this is going to end up on my compost pile. So while I'm taking care of the chickens and while it's gardening season at the moment, I am actually building my compost pile for the next year's garden season. And the work never stops here on my little farm. I call it my farmstead, homestead and farm in one. So I just say my farmstead, jokingly. But it's not a big operation here. It's just enough to satisfy my family's need, most of my family's needs, and it's all worth it. So this goes to the compost pile. It's enough time for it to break down, so that next season I can add it to my garden beds, or I can add it to my container garden, or wherever I choose to add it to my fruit trees in my orchard, and it's all natural materials here. So it's beneficial for both the plants and for the soil and for the environment. So it's all worth it for me, and I take pleasure in doing this and to do it this way, because my family and I get to reap the direct benefits of this practice, and I'm also able to teach my kids and to pass down this information and this lifestyle to them, so that if they so choose, which I think they would, because if they're hungry enough or if they realize that, we're running out of food and we need to take things into our own hands, then they have the knowledge that they would go ahead and do what they were taught and what was taught to them and what makes sense to them. Another reason for me to come out here and clean is because the chickens does bathe in this area also. Even though they do it in the indoor space, they sometimes like to be out in the sun, like literally sunbathing and dust bathing at the same time. So this area ought to be clean on a regular basis, if not twice a day. Sometimes it depends, but I just make sure that this area is always clean, and I keep stressing clean because it has to be clean. It's a big deal for me to keep this area clean, because you don't want to have one sick chicken. Once it starts with one, if whatever is going on is contagious, because obviously parasites are contagious. Like, you don't want them in the poop. For whatever reason, you don't want any of your birds sick, and then you're helpless in trying to figure out what's going on with them and how to care for them when they're sick. So if you want to keep happy chickens, just keep the area clean. They would enjoy the space. And now this is all done and clean, I will get rid of these tools that I've been using here, and I will get rid of the debris and put it on the compost. And you would see me letting the chickens out, and they're excited to come out, I'm sure. So now it's nice and clean in here. As you can see, they have a really nice space where they can frolic around in today, and they are waiting to come out. And I do have some treats for them today, and I don't give them this very often. I give them more in the winter time. But this right here is some mealworms I have, and I did put some diatomaceous earth with it and some oyster shells. And the reason I'm giving them the oyster shell is because I noticed that the eggshells are thinner, a little bit thinner. If you're used to raising chickens for eggs, you would notice when the eggshell changes. So I'm going to give them a little bit of oyster shells. They can come out here and peck around and get rocks and stuff, but I'm just going to give them a little bit as a little boost for them, so they can process that, and it will contribute into enhancing their shells and making it stronger. And with the mealworms, I mostly give them it in the winter time, or if I see the flock is molting, because a lot of them molt at the same time. And I noticed that one of them is molting because she has lost her tail feathers. Most of her tail feathers, if not all. But if you see the girls looking a little bit rough, it's because of the rooster. He's always on their backs. I have to get rid of him pronto, because he's really aggressive with the girls, and he roughhouses them all day, every day. So we are gonna put him up for adoption. We're gonna put him online, see if anyone wants a rooster or needs a rooster. If not, then he'll become stew. But I'd rather give him up. He's a beautiful looking rooster. So if anyone needs a beautiful rooster, they can have him. But for now, I'm gonna put this little treat down, and now I can spread it all along, just in a wide area. And the diatomaceous earth is because they can ingest some of it. There we go. Ingest some of it because it's summertime, and they tend to get, a little bit stressed from the heat. So that's going to help them if their poop is runny at all, but I haven't seen any runny poop or any dirty butts. I know I should have taken off this winter coat covering on the door. We have not done that. We just decided that we were not doing it. Oh wait, I can't open this door. What's going on this morning? Okay, there we go. And they are ready to be out, and they will not go out the gate. It's open, and it's because the treats are already down. And Miss Broody is probably sitting up there. Yep, she's in there fluffing up, fluffing and puffing. Out, out, out. Thank you very much. So what I do is I come in here and I look at their poop just to see if it's runny, and it's not. It's a good consistency. Excuse me. And there's a lot of poop right here only because they're sitting on the roost right here at nighttime. So what I do is I just come in. Sometimes they sit on here too, so I just do one of these and scrape it off. I always have my handy paint scraper available, and I come in every morning and I scrape any excess poop down, even like here on the ladder. And this little ladder here is because one of the girls I've had to clip her wings because she was flying over the fence of the outdoor run. But yeah, it looks decent in here. We refilled their water and their feed last night, so they're good for the day. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to rake all this up and I'm going to throw it on the compost. So it's this simple. If you do this every day, you won't get backed up and you won't be overwhelmed by all this work. And then after this, I'm going to check on these little itty bitties in here. Well, they're not little itty bitties anymore. I'm going to open that back window right there. The water is filled from last night. Feed is filled. They're having fun. I have to get rid of you also. He's a big boy, but he's so pretty. But yeah, this is what's going on in the coop this morning. We have a turkey right here, and I'm gonna keep her till she decides to leave on her own naturally. She is a heritage bird, so she's hanging out with the chickens. And somebody's trying to lay, and I'm in here making a video, so I'm disturbing them. But this is it for now. See, the gate's still open. Nobody's gone out. They won't, because there's treats. But this is it from the coop this morning. I hope you enjoyed the footage of my feathered friends this morning. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time right here on Fifi's Journey.